so it might seem crazy to say this, but we've already had two major elections this year that could potentially tell us how the rest of 2025 and 2026 are going to go politically. If you're like, who is this girl? I'm a teacher, but more importantly, I have a degree in political science, so I'm going to share some of my thoughts right now. First of all, did you know that there were elections in Wisconsin and Florida on April 1st? If you read my newsletter, you did, but if not, that's totally okay. In Wisconsin, the kind of headline election there was a state Supreme Court race that was officially nonpartisan. Unofficially, it was kind of like MAGA versus the Dems. There was $100 million spent on this race, which is insane. And $20 million of that came from this guy and his PAC. No, really, he was literally paying people $100 to sign a pledge, and then he gave 3 individual people checks for $1 million. Despite all that, the Democratic-backed candidate Susan Crawford won by almost 250,000 votes, or 10 percentage points, despite being outspent by $8 million. Now, add in what we saw in Florida on April 1st. There were 2 special elections for open house seats in what were considered very safe Republican districts. And yeah, both Republican candidates won, but only by about 15 points. Those same 2 districts back in November were won by over 30 points. So the Democrats cut the vote margin in half. We saw this same kind of thing happen in 2017 as well, where Republicans were still winning in special election races, but not by nearly as much as they had won in 2016. And then in the 2018 midterm elections, Democrats won 43 seats and swept the House. While it might not seem like it, midterm elections are going to be here before we know it, and we have to start getting ready for them. We need to consider every single Republican district up for grabs because they could be. We need to start putting in the work now to build up our bases, especially in those areas. If you want to hear more about my thoughts on politics, education, labor union news, anything like that, you should consider subscribing to my newsletter. And this week, instead of sending out my bi-weekly written newsletter Sunday nights, I'm actually going to be trying something different and posting an audio episode Friday morning, so check it out.